Welcome back, thanks for tuning in. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. I'm going to have a look at some rock and roll licks today, kind of generic pretty much, but lots of little ideas. Going to go through a few bits with you over a classic sort of 12 bar in A. I'll explain everything as I go. So pull up a chair, grab a notepad, grab your guitar, and I'll see you in a minute. I'm just going to run through a series of licks and ideas in no particular order. I'll explain them as I go. We are in the key of A, so it's a good old, that kind of rock and roll. Tempo, of course, can vary from any song. Also, you can go from a to a, you know, whatever your style is. I like the sort of the rhythm and blues angle. So if we're going to play a 12 bar in A, we're using A. Obviously, we can use the full chord, but we'll just use some little power chords for the rock and roll effect. So we go A, there's your D, and there's your E. Or if you want to play it along the top, the bottom strings along the top of the guitar, there's your A, there's your D, there's your E. First idea, classic, absolute classic, 5th fret, B and E strings, absolute belter. That kind of thing, and then you can elaborate on that. So you can slide up from the 4th fret on the same 2 strings. And again, you can vary the rhythm. You can even slide from the 3rd. Just gives it an ever so slightly different dynamic. And of course, for soloing purposes, you can do all that, or introductions. But if you're playing during the song, you know, you can accompany vocals, as it were, so just punctuating the rhythm. And all I did there, let's elaborate further using this double stop here. So let's introduce the 8th fret and the 7th fret on the E string. Yeah, so we're basically sticking with 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're just punctuating with these 2 notes here. Now, of course, as I've said before, the rhythm you use and the position of those notes, you can choose wherever you want to do it, whatever you feel is right for the song. So these are just some standard movements. Yeah, and of course what we can also do with all these licks is we can move them. So as opposed to coming down here, if I was to do this, I could literally take all of these licks, move them up to the next point, which would be the D. And then when we go to the E, I could do exactly the same. Okay. So what we can, so all I'm doing there is going from the 8th fret down to the 7. Now if I doubled up on that by using both strings, doing the same kind of thing, but just hitting the double stop there and there. And again, placement, I went from 8 to 7, then 7 to 8. Whatever the song requires, give it a go. As you can tell from this, we're using mainly double stops, which is 2 notes at the same time. So many variations we can do on this. So again, these initial licks are over the A. Okay, so another good one is, that's very sort of Johnny Be Good. Works over both chords. So that is 9th fret on the G string, 8th fret on the A string, and then you're hitting the 10th fret on the B string. Or again, placement rhythmically, whatever the song requires. Okay, so that's a good one. And again, using the slides. Just you could, or you could even, depending, again, I know I keep saying it, but depending on the song. These are just little ideas that do work. The next idea, we're going to utilise the dominant 7th chord. So the dominant 7 is our sort of standard blues chord. We could also play it here. So that's the chord itself. And if you notice, the notes I just showed you in the previous lick belong to the A7. And you might have heard this kind of maybe not. Yeah, so there you go, that one there. And if you play the top half of it, much like when we were doing the lower half, we could do this one. Okay, so that's just again sliding in from the 7th fret, 8th fret, up to the 8th fret, 9th fret. Or even, okay, lots of ideas there, okay. Another one I have touched upon before, but I'm going to show it again, and it's similar to this, but you can actually use that one there. Pushing it up slightly. That's the good thing about rock and roll and blues. It's you know, some of the notes don't have to be in pitch. Adds a little bit of tension. Or you could, another one you could do, and again you can move it up. And all I did there, up to the E position, down to the D position, and then back to the A. And then you can actually use that as a turnaround because of the E. Sounds quite good as a little turnaround. So you would have something like, we've got the classic Chuck Berry lick, or so again variations using either a double stop on the 5th fret on the B and E strings, and then we're pushing up the 7th fret on the G string. So we get, We could also just use the one string here. We were just playing the B string on the 5th fret and then pushing up the 7th fret on the G. Now another variation of that is if we start on the high E on the 5, we can slide up to the 10th fret. So you get that. Oh, when I overspilled it a bit there, but again, hey, it's rock and roll. 5th fret on the high E, and then just sliding up to the 10th fret on the B. The position of your slide can be from anywhere really. Could be 1 fret, 2 frets, 3 frets, or even just land on it. Adds a different dynamic. Well, there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed the content of the video and you managed to learn something from it. I always like to think I've added a little something to your lives and my own, to be honest. I'm always reminding myself of the things that you can do. So if you liked what you saw, give us a like. If you want to leave a comment, please do leave a comment. And of course, most importantly, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, so until next time, I'll keep doing what I do, as always. Bye.